Hello guys and welcome back to yet another masterclass video. Today we are going to take a look at Overpass. We want to start right away in the city spawn because there's already two really important or nice things that we can do here. So first off, why do we want to throw your grenade from here, from city? What's the purpose? So, multi-purpose. First off, obviously it's going to be fast. And second, what's more importantly, you will have an A player use the util for B. So for example, if you have 2 or 3 B players down here, they can max have 2 or 3 Molotovs to cover up spots. If you have one more, you can literally stall them for the entire game just with your grenades. So it's really nice to have that stalling available. And also Overpass is a map on positions like long. I don't know if you play the tree maybe, or even the stone, we will talk about that later. There's no point for here to really use a smoke. Or most of the time even no reason to use a Molotov. Because if they get this area up here, like nothing is gonna happen from that. If you played smart, either you want to play close and you go for your fights, then you will lose your fight after the Molotov faded. Alright, didn't really do much. Or you just fall back and you give them info, they're here on long, and before they on long get through here, all this area, before they get here, your team had long time to rotate up already, and then you can still use your util like here, or even back there if you want to. And yeah, especially for a long player, there is not too much of a reason to store up their Molotov. Okay, maybe retake. But in the best case, you don't want to retake, you don't want to give the enemy the bomb plant money. Instead, what you can do in the beginning of the round, get up onto the cooling fan, especially if you're planning on playing a long defensive and you don't want to get fast onto the rock or tree or something like that. Then you have a lot of time, if you hold a defensive, to get up here in the beginning of the round and aim your crosshair like this. Like this, Paul. With your 2 rings to your right, and then you wanna look at the bottom of the pole. Now, if you're on the cooling thing, all the way back here, and pull it out, you want to just run forward, and before you drop off this edge, like the very moment before you fall, you want to let go of it and throw the grenade, like this. And this way you can ensure that it goes in very deep. And it's so super early on, most of the time, people will be here and have this Molotov explode in their face. And the great thing is, now, your first B player should be at least, if he went not up there, but down here, should be already here. And this is where we'll show you how to follow up. And they can just Molotov, Molotov, Molotov from now on here. And the enemy will be like, okay, this is getting us nowhere. And either rotate away, or your team up on like a toilets player here, is going to realize, oh, there's no one there. Maybe if you're not the long player, you have a long player that's really pushy and just got bored playing stone and there's no one there, he goes around, oh, no one there. Like, your team is going to notice the absence of the entire enemy team and you are going to know, alright, they're still stuck back here. So you could also go monster, but like I said, you probably don't need either of them, not your smoke, not your incendiary, so as a long player, you can also go this really easy jump throw smoke, and this is really perfect. It bounces off the train rails there, and goes on top, like here, at the very beginning of monster, and this is great for cities, because you still have a lot of narrow space that is not smoked away, so even if a terrorist decides to just push through, maybe with a flashbang, they're still going to be in this narrow spot, where you can just do your spray throw, like your spray down. Like, really easy and simple stuff, but very powerful, and like with this sealed away, they will be sitting ducks here and can't really do anything. You can even call this, or if you have premates on B Monster, really good stuff to just nade through, because if they are going to sit all back there, they are bound to catch that grenade. So that's those are 2 really important CT nades. We have some more, but they are not for the beginning of the round. So let's get to the next spot for now. So let's get this started and get over to B side as a CT. That's going to be our first stop. So first off, how do you go down here? Obviously you can go this long way around everything. You can do little shortcuts already like this. and you will be pretty fast. The fastest way without fall damage right now is probably going to be if you come here, you want to look for this metal thing and then just keep going from there. This way you won't get fall damage if you go from up there to down there. This is idiot proof and safe. You were used to be able in CSGO to surf from this wall down here, and it seems a little bit that you can still do it, but it has became very hard, maybe even requires a strafe jump to even get on it, and it just doesn't work that reliable anymore. So to save your HP, I recommend you just jump on this and go down here. This will still be pretty fast. Now if it's about being fast, you want to get up here and drop down into water. Instead, if you don't need to be that fast for first peak, if you're planning on playing defensive, you can go down here for some simple nade lineups. So, this is CT pillar over here. Over there's ABC. So if we're talking CT pillar, or just CT for being short, I'm talking about this side, about this position. And if you align at the CT pillar, you have this line down here. We're going to use this for two lineups. First off, get behind the line. Or actually, you can also use the second one to get it in perfectly every time. This is for standing still. And if you count the balcony's edges, 1, 2, 3, you want to go to number 3 to this edge, where it goes to the left and the right, where it's connect. And if you throw like this, you can easily follow up a Molotov or even a smoke, whatever you want, in there into the short pipe. This also goes for an HE, of course, and so on. You can use your util already a little bit to keep on delaying them back there. Obviously, sometimes you want to do it fast, and this is where the second option, second variant comes in play. Now we're gonna look for this big line, and we are going, if you walk out, this works from everywhere. If you walk out like this, or from here, it doesn't matter too much. It's just important that you look at this fence pole, and at the bottom of this fence pole. Now, we're going to run and start our jump throw once we've crossed this line, this black line, and it's a right click throw, alright? No left click, no left and right click, just right click throw, jump throw, just like this. And this way you can also take care out of this short thing, short tube, without needing to stop and aligning yourself. You can practice this and do it really fast. Now, next up, since we're already here, I want to talk about this wallbang spot. If you get into the corner, you just don't want to just randomly shoot through. You can get up into this corner, and if you crouch down in this corner, you see where this black graffiti has this white scratch. And this is where this white scratch starts. This way you need to wallbang to be perfectly at head height on connector. And this way you can bang in. Even this spot, where you usually do your Molotov line up from, is going to be in real big danger. And this way you can get in some damage, especially if your teammate died in con. I just love doing this. Can recommend it a lot. And if instead you want to wallbang somewhere here, so if they come out of the tube after the Molotov faded, I also like getting up here once again, getting into the corner, and then you want to look where the graffiti here at the right ends, and just wallbang through there. And this way you hit everywhere the water, so people coming out here will be hit and threatened by your shots. If they, for whatever reason, go for the curve like this, they are not in danger, but you will see that rarely happens. Most of the time you will also have people setting up their grenades here, but we are going to talk about that on T side. And also, you need to make sure firing your one mag and going back and reloading, you don't go back up here again, because if you overdo it, it's really easy for them to trace your shots and wallbang you back. By the way, this is also nice for Ts, like a terrorist can just look at this fence pole, and at this fence pole, around where these two connect, you can wallbang anywhere into the woods, into the wall, and you will perfectly hit head height of any passing CT that walks like this, or like this, that just wants to pass by this area and rotate. So sometimes if you're a T and you are alone over here lurking around, or maybe trying to make some chaos so they stop their rotate and your teammates can take A freely. You can try out this Wallbangs, especially if you start hearing steps. Like you hear them rotate back, that's the moment where you want to get down here behind this wood and just start spraying. Yeah, alright, that's about that. Now let's talk a little bit about positions. Obviously this one, pretty known. This is to fight short. Please don't use this for Monster. It's pretty bad for Monster. We're gonna talk about the Popflash that's going to get you here. Both Popflashes I have to offer for you for T-side are completely getting the guy up here. The second one, even if you crouch down. And this is just nice to fight short with. And even not for that, it is good for you in a 1v1 fight. But you are not covering for barrels. You are not covering for pit. You are not even covering probably for heaven. So you will fight alone like this and not support your teammates. Just be aware of that. Instead, there's some more pretty nice spots that you can use. You used to be able in CSGO to get up here as easy like this. And then one day, I think I've even read that they were like fixed pixels that allowed you to stand on the sewage down here. And I also thought they fixed it, but actually with CS2 they gave us an official way to get up there. You can use this ladder to just crouch jump up here, and now you're on the sewer. Why do you want to be on the sewer? This is probably the meanest off angle in the game. I love using it, and if you don't overuse it, like as soon as you're going to use it, you're going to so many free frags as long as you don't overuse it, because if this is the first 1, 2 or maybe third round you're using it in a game with opponents and they come around having the crosshair on you on head height being ready to blast you, sorry, they are cheating or they have no idea what they are doing, but they are not good players. Good players won't expect you here. They have so many other spots like barrels over there, back there, ABC, City Pillar, Heaven, they have water, pit, they have so many spots to be aware of. No one ever is going to be aware of this, unless you fuck them 3 rounds in a row. Then they're going to be mad at you personal and start to counteract what you are doing, based on what they know you are doing, because they've already died to it 3 times. So be sure to not overuse it, but know that this is a spot and try out using this spot. It's great. You can tap the heads back on Monster. You can obviously kill them if they come around the corner here, or if they're already, like if they cut the short corner, you cannot see them coming, but you're going to notice, you're going to hear, you're going to feel it. You can kill them there or there. Always 3 pretty good ways to kill people. And if things get serious, like you kill someone Monster, you hear shot coming, another one comes Monster, and you can't handle it anymore, at any time you can just simply drop down, and you are in water, probably the best place to fall back onto on the side. Even if you are on barrels, this is where you want to fall back to. And I recommend you can actually, if you're falling back, fall back all the way into this water puddle here. And if you look on top of the gravity, anywhere works. You can just simply throw a grenade with a left click throw and take like half HP of someone planting the bomb here. And even better, same position, like here at the water. Look up there to the knobs. Let me show you it a little bit better. Look at this knob and go all the way down. If you throw a Molotov like this, you will have like 80% of on-site burning to the ground, even here default plant space. So if you are falling back and you hear a plant sound, really good Molotov to like stall them for more time, just Molotov up there. And they will need to delay their plant, you will get in massive damage, you can follow up with an HE even after the next time you hear a plant sound. And just stall for very, very long from back there out of safety. Recommendable stuff. Now you might ask, how do I gonna get back there? I like playing barrels, for example. Well, for barrels, let's get this out of my hands. For barrels, for example, if you are back stuck on barrels, you can use this pillar. For a lot of grenades, this pillar is your best friend if you're a barrels player. And this dark black spot, if you throw it like this, you have a very good flashbang that you can even peek with. Like, you see me throw it. And I can look, I won't be affected, I won't be flashed, but I can still see and blast them when they are coming. Obviously, by this flashbang, everyone from down there on Monster is going to be flashed. Everyone out of Monster is going to be flashed. It's just a really good flashbang and it enables you for play. If I am on barrels, I will play for first contact. I will either get a kill, get killed, or if I stay alive, I will get a fall back. And now you should never just repick, head glitch. This is not good, alright? This might work in some of your games, but once you get into a little bit higher elo, this is not going to work anymore. They are going to sit down there, have their crosshair placed, you come up, boop, you are dead. Great. So don't do that. You are at a disadvantage by doing that, because you have very few playroom only. They have very much positions they can be in and threaten you. They can just grenade you out of there. So what you want to do, fall back, use your flashbang, repeak. Now, after the repeak, maybe you didn't get anyone, maybe they fall back and just try to rush you once again after you used up your flash. Then with the second flash, I would always try to rotate out, change my position, let barrels fall. And you can obviously also, if you are back at this yellow thing, use this for all kinds of grenades, like HE. You can just normally throw it off this pillar, or you can make it a walk throw to go even farther, like this. You have it right in front. Oh, next, don't know where that came from. But like this, you can get your grenade really deep in, and if they push out, they will be punished by pretty heavily. Also back here, they cannot see you. So even if you throw your Molotov like this, you can throw it out of safety without needing to peek, like probably right now a lot of people throw it like this. You don't need to do that anymore, just use the pillar responsible, and that's a way safer way to make that work. Alright, now this is actually the third time I'm recording this, because the first time I got interrupted pretty badly by my dog. The second time I literally just forgot to press the record button, and yeah. So I might be not covering everything as well anymore. I'm very sorry for that. I will try my best to still have this part entertaining. And yeah, obviously the pit spot is pretty popular. Like play water from here, from down here pit. But this I can just recommend you. Only play back here if you for some reason are also trying to take care of monster. Most of the time you want to preferably play it like this. And also same here, try to fall back. It's a noob trap to fall back down here. This works great sometimes, and also this gap is pretty brutal, you would think, but most of the time this has not so much impact to just hide down here. What I recommend still, like I said, fall back here, get back in here, and play it out somewhere like something like this. Besides that, in general, is wrong, because you have a lot of options. You can go back here, peek from up here again. You can peek from very low. You can obviously, even if you've already fallen back, try to still make this work. And even though I think this is better if you're already set up and take the enemy by surprise. And yeah, for monster, if you want to play and peek monster, I see a lot of people that like to try getting into this corner. And I've rewatched my last video. I'm gonna be honest. The word I said the most was for sure right hand peek, and I think it's really important, the right hand peek, but for this it's terrible. You can probably see why. Right hand peek means that we want to abuse the way that the peeking works to get an advantage for ourselves by seeing the enemy first. As you might see by this weird shape of the tube, it is impossible like this for see the enemy first. Like we stand like this, our foot is already looking out, our stomach is already looking out, probably even our elbow and parts of our guns are looking out. The enemy can completely shoot at us, sees us, notice us, but we can't see anything like this. So, right hand peek down here at this tube is actually terrible. What a lot of AWP players like to do is they get back in this corner instead and AWP all the way from back here. That might be better. Oh, sorry, it is definitely better than up front there. But my problem with this position is that it's really hard to fall back. You have a really long way to fall back, while this tube literally just channels all their attention onto you while crossing by. Like imagine it like a big sniper zoom onto you, a sniper scope, and you are just passing by sniper scope for a really long time. Just very scary stuff, which is why I dislike the corner back there. And for the third and last reason, let me show you a flashbang that I like to use. So whenever I play monster, I just like myself this little flashbang. It bounces up here, goes around the corner, and has a pretty big pop flash element just like that. And yeah, That's why I like to peek from here, because obviously I'm gonna walk with my flash after I've thrown it. And you can do this by looking where this wood starts and this ends, like this gap here. You want to basically aim at this wood, anywhere on the left side works. And you want to run, and as soon as you cross this, you want to throw it. And this way you will have a top down here, have a really nice pop flash for people coming monster, and can peek behind it. Also, before we look into this, for boost spots, obviously everyone knows about that boost. If you have a mate, you can boost with someone up there and look into that. What I also love doing is have a teammate boost you here, because this way, if you're only a little bit higher, this might be even too high, pretty hard like this. But as you might be able to notice, you can, obviously my shots are not accurate now, you can see people here. This is the gravity corner where people need to set up their smoke for up there. So you can pick up free kills from there. You can look into connectors if the door is open. You see them coming out of connector, and you see them when they jump up onto this higher elevated area over there. Like if they do this jump and they're up on here, you will see their heads from that boost. And sometimes you can collect some free kills by surprise like this. So I recommend checking this out as well. Obviously, if you're close with a shotgun, something like that on shot for some reason, I like getting up on this to have my head height alter, because good players will be on head height, and especially if they turn around the corner, they aim at whatever. If you stand like this, they will be in their crosshair in the AK on the head, so you'll probably die with the first shot. Like this, they need to flick around or kill you by body shots, so you have a way longer time on average being alive, and you probably can take them off easier. And yeah, I hope that's about it. And so let's get to the last part for here. If we're going to have a little swap over to the T side instead, I want to show you or start off with a very strong Molotov. All you need to do is get in front of this B and look for this fence unit. You want to go to the left bottom of it. And now, after the train has passed, obviously, we are going to make a run, jump, throw at the end of the shadow. Let me show you how that looks like. We want to keep aiming at the bottom, do a left and right click. And this way we have a Molotov here on B short. That spreads out a little bit farther even. And why would we throw this at the beginning? Well, you do this if the enemy also likes throwing their Molotov, like right here. We've already spoken about this area being Molotoved up from different angles. And what your Molotov does is you can throw this as early as the CT can throw theirs from up there. And by throwing it, you deny them to go on short. Like normally, someone who mollies there will have a teammate or himself ready to go here and take up this area. And they can't take this area if they're Molotoved the way back here. So this is why you throw this Molotov, or when you should throw this Molotov. And really recommendable. Also important stuff. Let's take a look at this if you didn't know already, like most people will have. This is a left click throw. This is a right click throw. This is a left click throw. And this is if you hold both. Like for this, you need to hold down both keys, left and right click. And it actually changes the trajectory of how your grenade is going to fly a lot. And this goes with all grenades, alright? Great. So, let's move on. Flashbangs. Really, really strong flashbangs. If you get down here to this sideward edge... Damn, this train is loud. Holy shit. And look up here. You can throw a very, very good and easy flashbang. And same if you look just over there. So let's talk a little bit about these two flashbangs. First up, this right one. Obviously, if you come out of monster like this, you're not going to be flashed, because the flash is landing on our right side up here. Like here, it should pop, yeah. There's no way that we can see this, even if we look that way. So, this flashbang leaves the players that come out of monster untouched. But on the other hand, people that play up here, like try to peek a monster players, are going to be flashed, and so on. So, really good flash to support your monster players. And why I've shown you two. The second one is as strong, if not stronger, up there. The problem with this is, this obviously cannot flash your teammates at all, as you can see. Like, they won't be affected by this, but your short players can be affected. It can be devastating for your short players, like this. They will be full flashed. So, you have one option to just flash out your monster players, and you have a very, very good monster go. But for that, you either need to communicate with short players, or you will need to have convinced your team, say, hey, I've got flashbangs, go all monster. And if then someone goes short and complains about being flashed, yeah, that's his fault, sorry. You've told them, and yeah, this way you can have them go monster. And why the second flash is so good, because up here is obviously too far away for back there, and you have this pillar in way, but this actually still hits the second flash a little bit. Also, if you're, I don't know, too far in the edge, like if you're all the way on the left side, you wouldn't be affected by that flashbang, but as you can already imagine, the second one is gonna get the Barris guy instead. So, with both of these flashbangs, that one and that one, you can flash every CT on the B side, no matter where they stand. And still, with both of these flash, completely leave your monster players unharmed. So this is a really great way to support your team with 2 easy flashbang lineups that you can do completely by yourself out of safety. So, big recommendation to pick these 2 up. Next up, we want to talk about 2 more things over here. You want to look at the first fence that is going downwards in front of the connector door. So, this one. And if you now look up at this pole all the way to the top and do a left click throw, you can actually burn away this annoying pit, it is called, I think. Like, I know this is water down here, but this ramp area here, because ramp is already taken on the map, I guess no one likes to name this ramp, so this is pit instead, this thing. And people love to play like this, even like this. And you can just take care of the spot and force them to go back into water or back up into CT pillar ABC, something like that. And yeah, just force them out of the annoying position. And really nice follow-up is if you align the left edge of this flexible and the right edge. If you align these 2 at the outer corner, like this, you can already see in the grenade camera, you will have a very easy and perfectly landing heaven smoke. This way, you can easily take care of heaven, smoke it away, you can burn up the pit area, you can flash your teammates out, and just really, really easy utility usage. Now for tactics a little bit. The meta tactic on this map has always been, and probably still is, to have the first 2 terrorists going short. Like if you have the top spawn or the second spawn, you are going to go short. All the other 3 go monster. This is the base execute on B. Obviously, you will vary this, because you have these nice flashbangs for monster. So in one round, you could be to your team, hey, all 4, go monster please, I flash you out, it's going to be great. Call it to them, do your 2 flashbangs, and then next round you can have a normal go once again. If you are the second spawn going short, the top spawn should go for an entry frag right here. And while that one is going for those frags, you can call him, okay, you don't need to look into pit, and just do the Molotov. Then you're gonna tell him to wait, gonna take care of heaven, and then your team has a really easy time to actually take the spot. And once they've taken the spot, you want to fall back. Actually, to take the spot, even more useful and easy smoke grenade I really like is smoking bridge. All you need to do for that is go over here to the screen barrel and crouch down, and just look at this line, where this line hits this thing, this beam, and just do a normal left click throw. This way you will always take care out of bridge area, so people from short that come out here can just go like this. Big recommendation here. Also, for Afterplant, at the end of the video I want to show you some Afterplant Molotovs, of course, once again. But just for Afterplant in general, if you're looking for a position, I really like sneaking through water and over here. I love having this backside position. You can look up here and people don't immediately notice you. I remember this corner when they try to retake, there will be something like this. Check water, they need to be super anxious about down here. And once they've checked everything and they're exposed as this, now the very last corner they can see and check is down there. So, really strong position is here. What I also like a lot is hiding over here in ABC. Like, especially in pistol rounds, I will just stay here like this. So I can see on my right if they are going to cross. And I can just pull out and pick up 3 kills. And I just completely hide. Alright? I don't do this. I don't fight someone here when I'm stuck. I literally just wait. And this is winning so much rounds, getting so much free kills, because people coming down here, they have other stuff to worry about as being laser focused to this corner. Oh, now I got that guy, nice. No one is ever going to do that. People are going to come out and they have a lot of angles to check over here, going through them one by one. And then they also have the bomb needing to be defused, so they will sneak up here. And you will be just back here. See that they are walking here right now. Take your free kill. Maybe now you can peek out, because now they know that you are back here anyway. And yeah, just a really, really strong position. Don't ever stand here. I already found the spot stupid in CSGO, but now it just got worse, because you are unable to destroy these glasses. They've changed these glasses. They now are not breakable anymore, and they reduce your damage a lot nowadays. So you can't just shoot through these like this was nothing, like back then, and have them broken by 1 bullet and then the full damage. Nope. You have reduced damage, so even if you shoot someone in the head with an AK from the side, they will survive the hit. It can still turn around on you and fight you, and you don't want that to happen in the best case, of course. And so this spot became even worse than it used to be, and I can't recommend to play it at all. Alright, well, that's pretty much it for the T side. Of course, there's also this smoke. We could go over, but actually most of the time I find it more important to smoke up there or down over here, depending on if I get the opportunity to throw my heaven smoke from shot. If I don't get my opportunity, I will just use it here, like this. You can also, if someone takes that spot here for a lineup, you can also throw the same smoke if you just get back here, look at this edge and do a jump throw. This way you have basically the same result. I nearly forgot about this. One of the best Molotov usages on B as a terrorist is if you get in front of this little wooden stack. And if you're cornered in here, you want to look at this metal pole. You can remember it by going down from this wood, and you will eventually hit this metal pole. And if you aim at the metal pole, you want to do a simple jump throw. This way you can Molotov away barrels. And this might be an even, if not better, combination, like doing your smoke like this, doing your Molotov like this, having it down here, throw. And this way you have taken care of barrels and heaven. So this is also a very good combination if you don't have more grenades and you just want to use yours the best way. Alright, that sums it up for how I like to play and take B, I think. And yeah, let's get to the next position. And at the end we are going to go back here to B and to A to sum it up with some afterplants. Alright, see you over there. So I'm having a lot of trouble to decide on how to continue this right now. Let's just say we are in the pistol round, and there's one thing for CT side that we always do, and when I play solo queue, I am going to try my very best to convince everyone on my team. On higher elo that works pretty well. If I'm playing like non-premier comp, it works rather rare. So depending on where you are, and if you play with mates, you can think of this tactic. Your pistol guy and your pistol round, with the top spawn. Like if someone spawns up all the way here, go be the mid guy. You will have 4 people in pistol round, all going down to B immediately. And you have one guy, the one with top spawn, that is immediately going for toilets on the fastest way possible. And he's going to play for info. Look around, go back. So, if he didn't saw anyone, he's gonna keep doing this. Maybe even more back here, here. You're gonna keep playing for info and go back as soon as you see people coming. like the one of top spawn here, is just going to scout. That's all you wanna do. You don't want to get into a fight, you want to scout and fall back. And either way, either I've seen 0 people, that I probably don't need to call it out anymore, do it anyway please, because that means probably everyone is going to be in front of B and your 4 teammates are already in the fight and have good chances of winning in a 4v5, better than 2v5 or anything like that. And the one guy, if you just do this with pistols, you will be pretty safe. Why don't you play every round like this? Pretty simple stuff. If they have rifles, especially if they have an AWP or anything like that, you are going to be in for a rough time if you do this every round. You're probably going to get fucked. So, you will just do this in the pistol round where the enemy team doesn't know that you are going to do something like this yet, and they won't just one-tap you with a Glock on the very first shot you ever do this. Like, if you keep doing this, there's an enemy there and he's gonna spray and spray and spray, yeah, immediately you're going to be dead. But if you actually just retreat at first sight, at first contact, you will have gathered a lot of intel for your team, and you can fall back at pretty much any space. I like to fall back to toilets, to try to take another shot, or like the first shot, because that you don't want to take shots there, you just play for info. I'm gonna try here to take my first shot, try to fall back once again, and play somewhere on site from there on. And of course, I've called my team, so they can rotate back up to A rather quick, especially if they know from the beginning, and you are playing 4B, 1A, you will have 2 people that can play like CT pillar over here, and 1 over here on ABC. Kind of people playing like this, sorry, with pistols of course, and these 2 are going to be very very fast. Like the moment you get back on A as the mid player, they are already going to be up here taking long first, and then also with you together shots and toilets, and that way we'll have a huge advantage, I would like to say. Of course, you're leaving open the position connector, so some teams I've already seen like to play 1 con, 1 here for intel, and 3B and pistol, but we just prefer it this way. If you're a mid player in general, really good things to know. You can not only silent drop from down there using this thing here with a crouch. One even better usage of this thing here is if you get up and look for this edge of the building, alright? And you go down here until you meet the leaves, like there. These leaves that come up there, where they connect to this edge, like right there. And now we want to run, throw our grenade. Before we drop down, we want to release, like this. You can do even better, but as you can see, this is already devastating how deep that thing goes in there. And you can imagine what happens to people like you. If you've played Overpass before, you know that most of the time, especially with best spawns, people are going to be about here when you can already be about here. So think about it. If you are fast and you do this fast, you can do massive damage. Let me see if I can find it. I had a match on my Smurf yesterday, and I did this in pistol round, and I did so ridiculously much damage. Like, you are going to catch people completely off guard because they are used to a Molotov. Like, from back here, you were able in CSGO, I don't even remember, I think it was something like this. Yeah, probably not the correct lineup. I've made a video on it back on the day, and it's fixed anyway. You were able to make a Molotov at ramp, so they, if you had top spawn and you would throw it, they couldn't even be through already. Like, they need to take the Molotov damage or throw away their spawns and wait behind it. Still more or less possible from back here now, but it is very inconsistent. It has a lot of different parts of what you need to do and multiple timings that you need to get right, so even pro players are not able to reproduce this. Like, they get it right 100% of the time. You will have like a 50-50 and some plus in CT and ability slot less of the rounds without doing anything, like it just pops in the air, is just not worth it. So this Molotov has been scrapped from the meta, but pretty nice to know. Like, if you're ever confused because it's burning here, someone because it's burning here. Someone hit the 50% gamble and throw it from somewhere back here. I would recommend not to look further into it. I don't think that it's worth. Next up, how do you actually play metal? Like maybe you're an AWPer that wants to peek. It's pretty good to know that you can use these benches already to get up. And I like to peek from up if I decide to peek. Throw the grenade first, peek from up. Like you can also throw your grenade and after throw it up here. Also very well possible. Most of the time this can be smoked. It can be you smoking this. You don't really need a lineup for this. Like you have all the safety in the world. Theoretically spoken, you could just walk up here and do a right click because they can't be around the corner yet. Like you won't have the situation where people are going to be here when you arrive here for the first time. Of course, you shouldn't just stand close here and then like 20 seconds after, they could come around the corner. I think it's 20 seconds after, they could come around the corner. I think it's time for a smoke. No. You are going to set up your grenades. As long as you have free time. You have free time when the enemy can't be, like when it's physically impossible for the enemy to be a threat to you. This is when you want to set up your grenades. So you could theoretically spoken also first start off with a simple smoke and then get up here. But you want to catch everyone, especially those with spawn. The grenade also slows down. That's something you should never forget. It slows down if it hits people. So also there, just stop the momentum of the enemy's push. So I would always throw the HE first. Just nice thing to know that you can of course also do it after the smoke. The smoke, if you don't jump up here, like up here you're going to be exposed if down there. But if it's smoked, you can easily get up here and throw it with this area smoked away. You don't need to worry. They can of course boost up on the fountain, but I've never seen anyone done this in CS2 yet. And then CSGO you were able to get up on yourself. So there's that. And yeah, next up, like I said, to actually play this, if I want to peek, I will play here, but I will rarely. I am someone who really prefers playing either Astralis back here, if I have a teammate in toilets that I can rely on, that he's going to help me, that I don't need to fight someone down there and up there. You are probably not that privileged most of the time, so really common spot is back here. I don't even know what this is called. How do you call this in English again? Slider? No. Separator? Something like this. English names. Stupid when you are used to your German callouts. Either way, really nice spot. Expected though. Like when I come up here, this is like pretty much the first thing I'm going to look for this spot. And then obviously going to look for this spot. And then obviously short, and then obviously Astralis. If you come around here, you wanna clear this corner with only close to that corner, then go up. Here, toilets in the open. Here, the slider thing. Next up, obviously short, and then peak by peak, bit by bit, I go over to peak to Astralis. If the T's already have connector, I won't look here. Other way, look connector. First up here at this height, and then transfer over to head height in case people are sitting here like this. I like to do, by the way, watch my videos, you probably already seen this. I love snatching kills from down here. Like if I'm up here playing Astralis and I kill someone, then my teammate gets traded. I love to just go over here and take this instead, or this little headlet, because fast to rotate away. Careful down there. I'm really fast to rotate away. Careful down there. I'm really fast to rotate away, get out of connector and run off, and re-meet with my team on B, and then together go up to retake A. Really strong flashbang, because we're here already. If you have this top metal, where it connects to this, like stairs, this metal stairs, like right here it connects beautiful. You just want to crouch down like I am right now, do a normal left click throw. As a grenade cam, it goes through the little window, and it's a really nice way to flash yourself out of connector. Like I'm right now on connector, and I want to re-meet with my team, or maybe even they are going B short, or are already on B spot, and you want to conquer back the side. Either way, you come down from connector, you flash yourself out like this. Really nice stuff. That doesn't affect you at all, like you can see. It doesn't affect me, like you can see. It doesn't affect me at all, but everyone out here is going to be hit by this flashbang. And this way it already helps you a lot to retake and get out of connector more safely. Obviously, you still need to take care of the player. And yeah, that's mostly how I like to play this. Next up, why is this called Astralis? Little excursion, again, once more for 5 stacks, really important. Astralis is basically an echo round where you want to stack here, stack on top each other's heads. I will try to show you a clip of that as well right now. And yeah, if it goes well, the enemy is going to be completely surprised. Obviously, if you don't manage to kill the first guy that comes, if you don't manage to just blast him and he's also playing for info, like this maybe, and he sees you and just runs off, they can either grenade the hell out of you or just go B, because they know there's going to be no one B. Really good to know, because I showed you this grenade that goes through the bushes there. Like as you can see, on a grenade cam you can throw through the bush. Really important thing to know, especially for Ts, like maybe you have yourself spotted Astralis or want to predict, can't throw grenades through the bushes from this side. It's really stupid, I know, but it's literally not possible, as you can see on the grenade cam. Like, this bushes up here are made of something else. Just throw through there. Up there the bushes are completely rigged, and over here, where these bushes are, this is where the soft point, like where it becomes viable again. As you can see, currently aiming completely into the bush, and this would still work. So, don't become the idea that you can like get up here and now I'm gonna, haha, get the Astralis stack. No, that just won't work. These are absolutely solid. Only this part here, and actually only from this side, is passable with grenades. So, be aware of that. Alright. Let me think what is going to be next. I see a lot of people that like playing this. I think this is terrible. You have the right hand peek on the guy up there. Yes, you will be on advantage on the guy up there. But you are at a disadvantage if there's also a guy coming here. Yourself in a battle here with someone, and you don't immediately finish them off and go back, you have a lot of trouble, because now the guy down here is also going to push out like this, and now the guy down here is also going to push out like this, and hit your elbow, is going to start hitting you, or maybe completely challenge you and just open, and now you need to finish off this guy, and are starting to fight this guy, and you just expose yourself to multiple angles for no reason. You don't need to have this problem if you play like back here. Now I'm only looking up, boop, and now I'm completely safe. Like if you're here, you could argue, I go boop and I'm completely safe, but no, people come out of connector, people come down mid, people come up there. Up there is going to change their angle at you pretty easily by walking like this, kill. Someone like here is going to easily push you and kill you, no problem. Also down here, they can just come out, you are concentrating on up there, and he just goes and takes shot like this, and you will have another one up your back. If you play back here, instead, completely safe. Right now, completely safe, because they need to either walk up here, and that's going to take and that's going to take hella lot of time. I have grenades that I can easily use, I have, I can pre-fire, I don't know, I can challenge who I want. Like now I'm going to say, alright, up there I have that angle and that angle. I like more to have just one angle, so I'm going to here, connector, try to get back, and as you can see, very fast retreat. So I think this, or probably even this, like people also like to play here out in the open. You still have two angles here, but you have a way easier time to actually rotate back to safety. So I prefer playing, I dislike playing here a lot. Also, very valid stuff, like people like to play from here. This on the other hand, I find, even if it's the left side peak, even if this is a weaker peak, this is reasonable, because most of the time the only how you actually help you. Because if you are playing CT long on overpass, you have two ways. Because if you are playing CT long on overpass, you have two ways to support your team. You either go back all the way on A and then make be probably never on time. You can fall back on site if they're going A. This is probably most of the time the most sane and smartest thing to do. Like if you come from long, you can pretty easily get in here. Look down on the top of it, click throw, and have a perfect pop flash that leaves you 100% unaffected because of the sign. Like it explodes, you don't care. But everyone out here is going to be completely flashed short, and they will never see it coming because of the grass, or even here, like someone's trying to challenge here. Completely flashed, you pull around, you collect 3 kills, and yeah. This is a pretty nice way if you come back from long to be very useful, but for this they already need to be put up. And another way to be useful, obviously you can also rotate to B if they're on B instead. Another way to be useful, obviously you can also rotate to B if they're on B instead. Another way to be useful is to get into toilets. Sometimes I also like playing long like this. This is by far not my favorite way, but also very valid. To play like want to be able to fast help out your mate. Teammates are going to betray you. Your toilets player is not saying that he is not holding toilets this round. Your toilets player is just now a B player, converted or something, and you are alone up here on A. In this, I would always recommend fall back, hold A on site. A on site is a goddamn fortress. Like, this is probably the easiest spot to hold as a CT. There. Like, you need to be into these positions, in the actual good positions. You need to use them. If you don't use them, yeah, you won't have the advantage. So if you're alone most of the time, you will be back, but maybe you're idle heading, like walk up, maybe on your phone heading, like walk up, maybe on your phone, maybe think I'm ready to play the round. Now I look at the map on the top left and I see, oh, I have no points at all on my left side on toilets or short, no teammates. I'm alone here, they could backstab me. And that's the moment you can, instead of just exposing yourself full all the way back, this is where you can try to fall back into toilets and try holding both like this. Like you can peek long like this pretty well with a right hand peek. You can just get info and then go safe, and obviously also play around here. And this is a scenario in which you can get here a personal recommendation instead of trying to pick everything yourself like this if you end up in the spot. But I do a stand like this, so I have taken care of sneaks up. And also if someone wants to go short like this, they will cross you and walk into your spray. If someone wants to go into you and walk into your spray, if someone wants to go into toss, they will cross you and walk. And if someone connector, you can easily pick them. And also from back, as you can see, they won't see you standing here. Even if someone comes from long, they would need to sneak in here, like sneak up here all the way from back here so you don't hear them. And then they need to come in, and then they need to get around the corner. So that takes forever. And probably you won't get backstabbed like this. And if you hear the steps, you can still try to fall back. Attention. On this corner once again to be safe from down there. And yeah, just pretty easy recommendable stuff. By the way, this jump here, way easier than you think. A lot of people still screw this up or are not trying to do this. And let me give you a hint. Like, okay, maybe something is up with your crouch jumping. Let me give you a hint. Like, okay, maybe something is up with your crouch jumping. Get used to it, go on a Kazima. Jump bind. We can talk about that another time, but most of the time it's not your crouch jump. Most of the time people will just jump normally, and you can make it way easier if you make a little strafe jump out of it. Like not using your mouse, so not a complete strafe jump. Just if you're on the bench, you want to walk. Before you jump, I also, as you can see, like this. Before jumping, I do one step to the left. And I still hold forward. And this way, I have a strafe jump up there. This is just completely fail-proof. Like, when I learned this jump very, very far back in the day, I would always just do a normal crouch jump and I would maybe have 50% success. With this, it's 100%. Like, since I do a strafe jump and I would maybe have 50% success, with this, it's 100%. Like, since I do a strafe jump, or maybe they made it easier on CS2, no matter what's the case, Like just do a simple left click, left side strafe, get up there, and yeah, if you want to use this, you can use it like this pretty easily. Alright, so I've talked my ass about CT. More thing, long, because in position, and then we want to go over to T-set with some extra lineups once again. I'm an absolute love with long. I showed you how to play here. If you keep getting you can obviously play for info back here. I have a really bad day and I can't win my gunfights, I will do this. This is absolutely fine, playing like this. Because if you see someone, you can fall back, call it to your team that is maybe playing back there, so they also fall back, and you have fortress effect once again, like now you are back here and you can easily, so they also fall back, and you have fortress effect once again, like now you are back here and you can easily take and win every fight from onside. And yeah, so spotting back here is fine, but if that's not the case, if I'm not being completely stomped, I just love being super aggressive, and I will just walk up here, start sneaking around here, get down, and just head glitch the hell out of this rock when people come around. We'll pick up so many free kills with this rock position. Now, really important, this works very good against opponents that are not prepared to have you up this. They need to flick around there and there and there at really different heights, and it's going to be really hard for them to figure this out so fast, while you just have them in the complete open and just go for your spray and really pick up a kill, probably even more, like really strong stone. But if they are prepared for you, even more, like really strong stone. But if they are prepared for you, they will have their crosshair placed on the first time, come around, and just headshot you like that, or maybe down there. Like, they will be prepared if they fall for this too often, and maybe even nade you or something like this. So what makes the this stone strong is its unpredictability, and for that to still be an element of surprise to the enemy, you need to mix it up. So pistol round, we will have 1 mid, 4 B, no 1 long. For second round, I will always take the stone with some machine pistol, or if we lost maybe with a deagle or P250, pick up the stone, play your stone game. Now next round, if no one came along, I will once again take again the stone. Until it works. I will play the stone until it works. So probably most of the time it's going to be a 3k. Like 3 people coming here, next one getting sprayed, and the third they either get or die. And that's a round of success with the stone. Then the next time, I'm just going to go 6-3. You at 3, peek on your right side for sure. Always peek out of the right. Until you have the first enemy, contact. And then you want to play the left side instead. Player, get back, go right. And yeah, just try to not be too predictable. And once the tree rock, next round, because now they will be super anxious about the tree, and like this would be already dead, because now they are trying to wait for you to tree, but you already see them because instead you decided to play stone and just take a free kill like this. So stone is insane, especially if you are going to be tree. These 2 positions are insanely strong. The only things you can't do is fast rotate, and you can also, stone is insane, especially if you are going to be tree. These 2 positions are insanely strong. The only things you can't do is fast rotate, and you can also fall back after 1 kill. If they're going to can't do kill, alright, I'm out of here. Nope. You need to commit to the entire fight if you decide to play one of these positions. 3, same problem at 3, honestly. Alright, you can load back here most of the time, get away with a reload, but you won't be able to, alright, get a kill. I am going to another safety. No. This is way too much time. Obviously back here is going to be way more time. You should never do that. If you come tree or stone, you are prepared to fight for your life. Going to go back. Of course, if they say 4B, B rush, this is the moment where you want to sneak back. And as soon as you are in a more safe space, like here or here, you can start sprinting as soon as more safe space, like here. Or here, you can start sprinting as fast as possible, because we're here already. Let's get this out of the way. really easy retake flash. If you come anywhere down here, you want to basically use this metal. And if you align anywhere at this metal and just do a jump throw, as you can see on the grenade cam, it's going to jump on top of that roof. And you will have a really nice little retake pad. And yeah, nothing crazy, nothing special. But I see way too less people actually use the flash coming up here. And yeah, you can not only can you already be peeked when you're coming up here. Also, a big problem is going to be that a lot of people don't have an opportunity to use their flashbang once they're actually up or use the second flashbang. And yeah, instead of not using it that round, you can just easily use this. Like, there's no special point where you need to start, just anywhere while walking upstairs, aim at the metal, walking upstairs, aim at the metal, do next. I don't know why, I'm very sorry. And yeah, this way are going to have taken A hopefully back or have a little assist flash in doing so, and I can't recommend that enough. Alright, we're talking about everything there is to know about long. Like I said, I won't use my smoke or my incendiary here. Either have them for retake ready or just use them over here, the Molotov. We have already spoken about this one. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to know for my CT game on Overpass. And now let's get to the next location. So you want your A site to look something like this, so you can just walk here and have the freest free plant of all time. You can do this very easily. Of course, you need 3 smokes for this little wall. This is the A default go, and you do it by getting aligned with this top bench part and pulling out your smoke. Now, you have this W, and you're gonna look for the grenade on the left side of default that is going to cover up long and bank. You're going to look on top of the right side of the B. Of the V, I'm saying it once again, W, I'm very sorry. Just like this, like go up where the cyan ends from the height and just do a normal left click throw. That's for the left side. Now, between female and male, you just need to go up at the end of the sign once again and do a normal left click throw. And then of the very right side of this lamp thing, like right there, you're gonna have the last smoke. And like this, you have a very default A go, with all of the dangerous points taken care of. Obviously, if you nail it down to make a perfect truck smoke, you need to still be careful with this angle. This can be very annoying, and you can have a long player with a Molotov that I'm gonna show you in a second, or yourself when you are playing long. You can take care of this annoying corner very easy. But this is in general how you would go about your default go on yeah, A. And you can make your life a little bit easier with some more grenades. First up, if you go to this slider thing and you want to look for this top line in the wall, in this fence, and go to the very end of it, like this. Now you need to go a little bit down, alright? It's important that you just go a little tiny bit down and do a jump throw. And this way, as you could already see in the grenade cam, you're going to Molotov out the complete backside of truck. Like there's no room, as you can see from the burn. Even if you stand like this, you're going to get damaged. Everywhere here is going to get damaged. Even back here is going to get damaged. You can just take care of this entire annoying truck area with that one Molotov. And then you could follow up with the second smoke, the male-female smoke, to smoke this area. And then you already have like a wall created to come in and plant with only a solo grenades. So, pretty nice stuff, pretty nice way to get it done. Alright, now, next up, let's talk about a little flashbang. Also, if you're like at the height of the bench, looking out, all you need to do is look at the back of the arrow, down from the A, right side from the arrow, and do a jump throw. What's great about this, as you could see, I am not flashed. Your players close up are not going to be blinded at all by this. They can peek around and go for their peeks, while enemies will have a really rough time with this flashbang. Like it goes all the way over there, explodes up there in the air. And this can be really scary, especially for a truck player that's focused down there. Especially 4 to 3 wouldn't even see this anymore. And yeah, players like this are going to have a pretty much hard time being flashed all the time because of this pop flash. On other sides, like default, it is not as much of a pop flash, more normal, strong flashbang, but also still very effective. Obviously same for garbage and so on. So if you want to take the ace, that's how you're going to use your tools. And next up, pretty important stuff. If you play around this, you need to be careful. First, I would always have my crosshair there at default. The right side default peak, the right hand default peak, sorry, like something like this is very scary for you. So you always want to aim here first. Up here is rarely ever a threat. There's going to be no one to none depending on your elo up here. And obviously this spot here you need to clear and check out. And we're going to take a little look at how to do that from long. And that's just how you execute it with grenades. And I'm really struggling right now because I can't even tell you how to exactly play and take it from here on. I think like these grenades make it so obvious or clear how to do it. I just recommend you're going to try and take this default plant over here. This is not only the safest plant, it also has a lot of afterplant potential. And when I'm going to show you an Afterplant Molotov later on long and from toilets, both of these are going to be for default here. So try to get the bomb down at default. Also, if you ever get into a head glitch scenario, like maybe you're fighting garbage and truck and default at the same time, and you keep getting down here, try to shift your position a little bit before going up. Make it as hard as possible for them to predict where your head is popping up. Also, don't sit like this. Probably you're sitting like this when you are in a reload, but if you're in a reload animation, always try to look down. I just tried to empty my weapon so I can reload, but I have infinite ammo on, rip. You will try to look down, like this, alright? Because this way, your head won't peek out and you are actually more safe. Also, don't try to take this jump for style points. While jumping, you are obviously inaccurate, and even if you have out your weapon, as you can see, I aimed there, at garbage, my bullet went there. So, obvious stuff, don't try the style points. You can easily crouch up here, at the close thing. And also this, you probably don't want to do. Instead, just go the extra mile, go the extra step. Like, don't do this, do this. Yeah? Because, even here, you see, I'm there, bullet goes there. And if I jump up here, the second someone picks me bank, someone picks garbage, someone picks truck, maybe even offensive like this, you might be the best aimer in the goddamn world, instantly flick on his head, but your bullet goes up there at the flexible once again, because you took this greedy jump instead of going for 0.2 milliseconds longer way around this corner. So, there's giant stairs, please go ahead and use them. Also, this is not a valid head glitch for some reason. This is, but that isn't, probably because of this little border. But here they are going to see you, even if you do this. So, don't use this as a head glitch, please. And yeah. I think that's about it. Same place here. If you come out of toilet, I would always look default, the right hand peak side first, before going on. You can have a really easy grenade if you look just up towards the bank and do a run throw like this. You can easily bank back there. And yeah, that's how I take A as a terrorist from short, or to say from toilets. For the place to conquer up here, this is really random. I can't really give you a guideline for this, because once you get out here, we've talked about this, how this plays out already. And it's hard to say more, because you never know, are they gonna jump up? Are they gonna peek close? Are they gonna peek from there? Are they gonna nade deep? Are they smoking it? Are they playing their toilets? Back there. Maybe back there, maybe out of con. We've been over this already, and there are just so many options that I can't give you one stable guide for T-side. I feel like this part is really open and leaves room for a lot of creativity. And I also recommend you don't waste your util. Like a lot of people are coming up here and they're like, always close, I'm just gonna bounce my grenade like that. Yeah, awesome stuff. And probably, maybe, sometimes someone is getting damaged. But that is most of the time a terrible idea, because there are just so many great ways to use your util on this map that you don't want to throw it away this early. And like I said, if he plays there, maybe him up there, maybe back here, maybe, I don't know, even close, maybe he's going to take a nap at the spec, you are going to accomplish nothing with that HE. So, try to be resourceful about your nades, and try to get them at least until you have taken a little bit of short control, and from here on you can really start slaying with your grenades, pop off, and hopefully take A. Now, to take A, there's one more important thing we need to talk about, and that is going to be how to play A long, and to look at some more really useful and important lineups on A long. Also, if you have a pre-made, this boost still works, still destroys a lot of people. Like if you boost an AWP player to sit up here, you can demolish some enemies. Just really risky, because you are going to have problems to get out of there, and sometimes the enemies will just have 1 or 2 players up here on A, and if they both immediately go into playground, you will be here like, I hear enemy steps, but I can't see them. Chuckles are danger. And then they're going to push you from there, and you are pretty much a sitting duck, having one player down here being useless to do anything, and one AWPer that doesn't have an angle. Yeah, you will be in trouble. So don't overuse this, just good thing to know. And let's move on to the next position. Hello from future me, let's actually do a little T-side introduction into connector, since we've already covered a little bit of CTCon. And it's a little thing only, because you can't do that much anymore with connectors, sadly. And you can drop down here without getting fall damage. If you press, like if you face this way, you want to press your backwards key. Like you see, I'm sliding up here right now, pressing this key. And you can also do this the other way. As you can see, this is like a surf area. The same goes for nuke when you jump down from heaven on A. Because you surf down this little ledge, you will be perfectly fine. You just need to be a little bit careful. I've managed in the past to land on top, like to land here if I pressed it for too long. Or if I try to strafe a little curve in here for fun, or to see what happens. And it does a little bit fall damage if you manage to land here. You just want to, let's see if I can reproduce this. Nah. If you overdo it, you will land up here and get a little bit damage. Rarely happens. Just be careful with that. Just do a tiny little bit press on your S key, in this case, and slide off here. Then the first thing, obviously, you're going to fight people that come down from con here. As I already mentioned for CT, I think this is horrible to peek from here, because you have the stair that is going to throw off your aim. Like if I not move my mouse, you can see my head height keeps on changing, and I personally can play 1 hour of only headshot warm up, but I will not account for this. Like I can then strafe like this and get my kills and flick into the head, but like this with this up and down play, it gets a lot harder. So I dislike this angle. Maybe like this, okay. And you want to be aware that your enemy changes his own head height as well if you aim here. So you either need to aim close at the gap or use the stairwell head height. And you can already nade from here with walk throws like this. I like to do an HE to throw them off a little, or just a simple flashbang. Nothing really big or special. Back in the day you were able to, if you lined like here, you were able to use this ledge up there, this little inward area, to have a Molotov bounce all the way up there. That was really strong to cut them off and to be able to freely cross. But even if you throw it perfectly, most of the time they can still stand like here and see you go out of the door. So I am not a fan anymore of Molotoving the upper area, because you can't get it done as perfect with the way they changed this ledge up here on Overpass. And I prefer most of the time to just Molotov. Obviously you will need a mate to cover for you, or else this is really risky, but I just look for the bottom left corner like this fire extinguisher, throw it, and then try to pass through aiming up there. Getting connector is really strong on T, because you have get out of jail for free card, because now you can go up on A if you lost or didn't get through your try on B, and obviously the same way around, you can keep rotating up and down, and it's just really strong to take as a T, but really hard to realize. Or like to execute is the proper word. Obviously I've showed you this flashbang. If you want to get out of B, just throw this flashbang, it goes out of the door like that, and it's easy to take. Also you can obviously grenade down that door. This might help you peek a little bit more easily. Be aware of the water down there if you get to the spot late. People love to, if they push out, people love to stand like down here or even in the corners. Can be really annoying. So be aware that that is a thing. And yeah, it's most likely all for connector right now. I don't usually use really lineups for down here, as you might see, since they fixed, like, I think the best grenade down here. And most of the time I will just try to get down here as quick as possible, like do this, and then after I'm doing that drop, I will go for the first peek and I will try to sneak up to this little room, because now you can right side peek the player. If there's no one there, I will try to keep sneaking up. If I have a teammate, I will throw the Molotov. If not, I will now start stepping by clearing out the angles one by one. And once it's clear, I will see what I want to do. Like connector, you really need to pay a lot of attention to your map. And if I see on my top left side on the map, alright, my team is setting up in front of this tube, or maybe is in the tube right now, or still behind, or looking for a B play. And I will decide for myself, okay, am I going to flash them? Yes, no. Alright, no. I flash out of the window, I go out, start my clear, start my other support nades, I don't know, like maybe the smoke up there. And yeah, we will talk about that a lot, so don't worry about it. And yeah, I don't usually use a lot of util in here, just because also you have these one by one angle clears in here, from down here. So I don't really think you need to. And there's just better util usage. Like if I get out here, I will throw that smoke as shown. I will go for some, I don't know, Afterplant Molotov maybe even, or just a Barrels Molotov. And I think this is just way better usage than in here. So that's pretty much all I can say for you to connect. Oh, one more thing actually. As I said, you can easily just slide up here, or jump up there, or drop down from the top. Oops. And if you're on here, if you ever are in a safe scenario, I love to get up this thing and save just in here. It doesn't show your weapon from up top, and you can just chill, because people that normally look down here will first look for the ladder, see okay you're not on the ladder, and drop down themselves, and you have a little free kill like that, and can just place your crosshair like this and chill out. Pretty nice safe spot. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to connector for me actually, and I hope it helped you a little bit. Let's move on to the next spot. So for long T side, there's not too much to speak about. We've already spoken about jump, how the CT is probably going back, how to deal with this annoying rock. I still haven't really figured out. All you can do is go with 2, maybe have 1 check 3. This is also OP against flashbangs. Like if you try to flash the guy, he can literally just crouch down or stay crouched down. I probably stand like this also, and when I hear steps, I'm gonna pop up, kill a guy, and go back like this. So even flashbangs don't really do much, and you don't want to waste your util yet. So you probably just need to have 2 clear this out. Like one is gonna play like this first and cover the tree, and the second one can go for a wider swing and take over the stone. And like this you can cover each other and try to clear these 2 positions. Alone, you should probably never play A-long as a terrorist. Like, you need someone to trade for you. There are too many spots, number 1, number 2, number 3, probably even more. Like here, when someone pulls around this corner. There are like 4 spots where you are at a disadvantage, at a massive disadvantage cover-wise, and you have you can't take advantage of the peeker's advantage if you don't have a cover. These are all great right-hand peek covers for the CT. 4 different ones, so you can't predict all of them. So just don't go long alone. You need someone to at least trade for you if you go down. So if you are 2 players at A long and you can actually make setups, there are some really good nades that you need to know, not too many that are really important, but one really important one, if you get next to this tree that has like this metal things, that lantern doesn't has it, that lantern doesn't has it. Just look for metal and tree. Get in between the stone and the tree, obviously. And now you have 2 ways to do this. If you look at this top edge of the umbrella and go a little bit left, just like this, and do a jump throw. Sorry, I literally just didn't hit my jump key for some reason. And just do it like this. You will have the smoke go into bank pretty smoothly, just like this. Pop up and cover up the entire bank area, but you instantly see them if they try to push through. They will stand like this, and you can take care of them, but they can't really come out of there afterwards. Or need to go through the smoke, obviously. So really good, strong smoke from long, thrown out of relative safely. Because here, the only one who can peek you here is someone rushing out here, or obviously someone rushing around that corner. But both of these are dangers that you have literally everywhere on long. So just have your teammate take cover for you, and you probably also shouldn't start this lineup if you haven't checked toilets yet. This should never happen. First, check toilets, then get ready for your grenade. Another great thing you can do, let's see if I can get this right, I haven't played Overpass in a while. Literally, same spot, but you want to go all the way, either to the left, or what I like even more, go down, and you have this pattern. It might be hard to see, but you have just this triangle pattern. You want to go to the left to the next triangle pattern, and do a jump throw. And what this does, this makes a cross smoke. I like this way more than the bank smoke, because it literally splits the map, if you look from up here, into 2 positions. It's this playroom for the CTs, and it's this playroom for the Ts. And this is where the conflict is going to happen. But especially if your your teammates also have lineups, they can simply take care out of these 2 positions. And with this cross smoke, even if this is by itself, yeah? Like if you only have 1 smoke, because you're the only one caring about it, if you just lay it like this, you have free time to peek truck, the spot next to truck, walk up to site, and from here on, either start your plant with your teammates backing you up from here. You can even play from up here now, maybe take a sneak peek at the garbage guy. You could be completely cocky and get up here, try to look over the smoke, and I just think this smoke is a pretty strong recommendation. Just overall, pretty good stuff, and I can't push it enough that you should maybe consider trying this out. Also, if you instead did the bank smoke back there, it's a really nice smoke to pair up with this. If you go all the way back here to this bench, and align at the middle of this bench with a smoke grenade, you can have this white scar, like right there, and you want to go up and align it with this metal pole. Like you see, this is a metal pole, and if you get here at the bench, you don't really see it that much, but just imagine like this, where the pole would begin behind it, and like this. And this way, you can just, with a simple left click throw, also smoke bank from short, if you come from short instead. And yeah, just a really reliable way to get this covered off. I'm sorry, my brain is always going banana if I keep on this long records, and I realized that I said if you have someone smoking there, I mean if you're the only one who's smoking and you are not on long instead of short, that's another way you could do it. And yeah, that's just a pretty good way. And what you could pair this up with, instead, if you have a teammate throwing that bank smoke, you can go to the left of this pole, so have it to your right, just like this, and for windows up there. Like these windows you don't see probably. You wanna go for the first windows that you can actually all of them clearly see. And then look in the middle of these 3 windows, the middle one, get it centered, and do a jump throw. Because this way you can actually smoke away garbage from long. And with this smoke, as you can see, no gap, Don't need to worry about that. With this smoke, paired up with the bank smoke, you could also do an A execute. It really depends on your teammates now. Overpass is really tactical, team-dependent map. So, try to communicate with them. And if they don't communicate, if you're the only one throwing a smoke, I would always go for this cross smoke. Because I feel like, out of all these smokes I showed you for A, this is the one that, with no more grenades, with only you and your one smoke grenade, has the most impact. Like cutting off this area. So, try it out. Maybe you have another opinion, maybe you have another favorite. That's what I love to do and would totally recommend. And yeah, now I feel like the only thing that's left to do is more or less Molotovs, and for that Afterplant Molotovs. So let's get right to it. Now, how to win the Afterplant, really easy lineup from A long for A, obviously, is if you get into this corner next to this thing, turn around and you have this umbrella going down into this triangle. You want to look anywhere into the triangle, do a normal left click throw. This way the entire spot on default is going to light up, and if you plant it there at default, where the bomb is shown for example, this entire area is going to burn up and there is no chance for the CT to keep defusing. So if you want to do the same from toilets instead, you need to get up onto this drain, and then you want to look for this trash can. This is gonna be a run throw, and once we pass the trash bag, this thing, you want to let go of your Molotov, alright? So, look up into the top right corner, and now we are going to run, and once we pass the trash can, we throw, just like this. If you have the bomb planted on B instead, there's multiple ways you can go about this. Obviously, there's the one from CT I already showed you, just for completion. We also want to cover this once more, get on top of this water pole, look up to the second knob, and you can either throw it like this or do a run throw to get it in a little bit deeper. Either way, this is going to burn away the default spot completely, and this way you can also win the Afterplant. Alright, last but not least, the infamous B Afterplant Molotov thrown from short. All I need to do is get to these gravity cans right here and get into that. Also the same spot where you would throw your heaven smoke like this. But this time we are going to wait for the diffuse sound and look for this dark part in the pillar. Now, you just need to go up the dark part on the left side and do a normal left click throw for default. Just like this, nobody is going to be able to defuse the bomb on default now. Sometimes, for some godforsaken reason, if for any reason, the bomb is over there, the only spot that doesn't burn, you probably see it, so you definitely see it on the map. Look at the top left at my map, you see where the C4 is. It is over there instead, so we know our Molotov won't work. Don't worry, you can still do it from here, exact same game, exact same location, but you're gonna walk a step before you throw it. This way, it lands in the middle and is going to cover up the entire part over there instead of the entire part over here. So, just as easy as that, you can do it from both sides and you don't need to worry about losing an Afterplant again. So, this was about it, I think. I think I showcased everything that you need to know to win your next games of Overpass. And once you enjoyed, I really didn't know how I wanted to go about this one. So it might feel a little bit unstructured. I'm really sorry for that. I'm gonna try to make it better the next time. And once again, if I missed something out, leave it down in the comments below. I would love to make a conclusion, a little extra video once I've covered all the maps about some really cheeky extras. And yeah, thanks a lot for your support. Thanks for watching until the end. I love you guys and see you another time.